up there, get rid of Paul Ryan. Let's primary him out. Let's be done with this nitwit. To pull an Eric Cantor on him and get rid of Paul Ryan. This man is an imbecile. He's a traitor to the country, to the values of America, and to the survival of America. What do you mean you're not going to enforce U.S. immigration law? Ryan also indicated he would not include Trump's signature policy platforms on trade or immigration in the House GOP 2017 policy agenda. What? Somebody wake me up when I can hear that the Republican Speaker of the House, right, our conservative, is saying he won't stop immigration. He's funding Syrians, unvetted Syrians, mind you, coming into the country. And if you haven't, I don't think we got to it last week. It was on that agenda, and we never got to it. They have now changed the 18-month process for vetting Syrians coming from the Middle East down to 3 months. 3 months. Do you think you're getting a proper vetting procedure in 18 months? Probably not. I can tell you right now you're not getting proper vetting in a 3-month period of time. Barack Obama is fundamentally transforming this country in his last year in office. He is now bringing in hundreds of thousands of immigrants who have not been properly vetted. They're not closing the border. And what you're seeing at these rallies, when Trump has a rally and you have a bunch of protesters throwing rocks and bottles, injuring police officers, waving Mexican flags. Now, let me tell you something. Do you think those people are American citizens? These are paid activists. These are illegal aliens. These are people who don't love the United States. These are people who should not be here. How much longer do we have to put up with this? We were all immigrants at one point. Not me. I was born here. But my grandparents came over, right? But do it legally. And you know what? The difference between immigrants nowadays and immigrants prior, they wanted to come here and wanted to become Americans. They didn't want to bring their crap hole of a country back with them and turn us into that. Let's take a call from Walter in Belleville. Walter, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, I see you having fun with Lion Paul Ryan.
He's one of your favorite guys, right?
Man, I can't stand him. I respect the office, but him, let's take a trip down memory lane about that clown. We should have seen right through that clown when he was in that debate. Remember that debate with Joe Biden at that table?
Yep.
He looked like a scared raccoon up there that was backed in the corner. He lost that thing by 100%.
Yeah, and imagine losing to Joe Biden. Old foot and mouth Joe, I call him, because the guy's got just, if he's got brains, he sure doesn't use them and show them very well. Put it that way. And for Paul Ryan to lose that debate was, again, just a travesty.
And he's a serial liar, too, and also I ain't going to never remember. I'll tell you, I hang on to every word. I don't forget nothing. I knew he was a Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' crooked ones. Similar to him, Judas. I call him Judas, and him and others just like him.
Yeah, they sure aren't holding the values of the Republican Party, and they have the nerve to call Trump not representing the conservative movement, He has lied to his teeth time after time. And I knew we were in trouble with him. And first of all, how in the world he become the Speaker of the House? We did not want him. He's just another clown that we were stuck with. I knew we were in trouble with that clown when he was talking about not before, I think, a little bit before he became Speaker, or right after he backstabbed us right away and said that he's not going to get into this political stuff of criticizing the Democratic Party. You remember that statement he made? Yep.
That showed that we was left with a crook right there.
Yeah.
I'm sick of people like him and all the rest. And by the way, let me say this about these sorry talk show hosts that's on national. I'm about getting fed up with them too, like that new guy that you mentioned, Hugh Hewitt, with the sinus problem. It sounds like he got sinus trouble in the way he talked, But anyway, that clown there, he needs to be reduced down to 30 minutes a day, the most, because he's boring as heck. Glenn Beck and Mitt Romney, obviously they got so much time on their hands trying to criticize Donald Trump. What they need to do, since both of them are Mormons and they got something in common, to get their behinds out of here and go join the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, because I'm about sick of them.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel your pain. I don't listen to Beck anymore. I got to turn on something else from 9 to 12. I can't listen to it anymore.
That clown need to be reduced down to 10 minutes a day because he's boring. And all these clowns, they're just like these news people, these national news people, ABC, NBC, you know the rest of them, ABC, NBC, and all they do is they throw in fillers to fill up the time. They put in stuff that nobody wants to hear about or talk about. That's what people like Glenn Beckman do. They're boring. There's nothing captivating about them. I'm summing them all up, man. And they throw in fillers, and they try to get on there and crack some stale jokes and stuff. They're boring. They're not funny either. I'm out of here, man.
I hear you, Walter. Well, thanks for the call, Walt. And, it's aggravating to listen to some of this stuff. I mean, it's time for the party to unify to get to... You know what? Mitt Romney was not my first choice. He was actually my last choice. But I supported him enough. I actually had a Mitt Romney Ryan sticker on my car long after the election was over. And I left it there on purpose because I didn't want to be blamed for Barack Obama's stuff. But, I supported Mitt Romney. My last absolute choice in the previous election. And yet... here I did. I went ahead and you're not seeing that now. People are just not supporting the nominee. You need to get on board, folks. I hate to say that. If you want to vote third party, go ahead. It's a free country. Knock yourself out. Well, here's I think we got time to get this in. In May, of the 499 Syrian refugees that came into the country, not one was a Christian. Do we have that track ready, Derek? Track 3? Can we squeeze it in? Let's go with this track.
I would add with emphasis, especially since the administration has made the designation of genocide against Christians and other minority faiths. Consider this analogy you point out. After World War II, there were approximately 50 million refugees. Only a small fraction were Jews, yet the world understood that Jews who had survived genocide faced a qualitatively different situation and deserved heightened consideration. I believe strongly, and if you want to elaborate on that you could put exclamation points on that for the Christians, the Yazidis, today, when they can't even get into an UNHCR, IDP camp, or a refugee camp, or unwanted, at risk. And as you pointed out, a news report showed or indicated that of the 499 Syrian refugees admitted to the United States in May, not one, I repeat and say again, not one, was listed as being Christian or as explicitly coming from any of the groups targeted for genocide. To me, that has got to change. I mean, that is unconscionable.
Okay, so there you go. You want to put your tinfoil hat on and believe that there's something going on when they won't bring in the victims of genocide to our country? Think about that. Until next week, go to thedailydrift.com, www.thedailydrift.com. Get the news you need to know. We'll see you next week. Take care.